The head of Interpol disappears whilst visiting China.
Here's a summary of the article.
France has opened an investigation into the disappearance of Meng Hongwei, the Chinese head of the international police agency Interpol. His family have not heard from him since he left Interpol HQ in the French city of Lyon for a trip back to China a week ago, police sources say. He did not disappear in France, a source close to the French inquiry told AFP news agency. Mr. Meng is a senior Communist Party official in China. The investigation was opened after Mr. Meng's wife went to police to report her husband missing. Before taking over at Interpol, Meng Hongwei was deputy minister in charge of public security in China.
This post received a score of 63,166, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
What's the president of Interpol do? Like, what is their role if the Secretary-General is the day-to-day runner of the organization?
Either someone at BBC News has just seen your comment, not a surprise with the amount of articles rip off Reddit, or the article was updated with further information. Quote, Interpol added that the Secretary-General was in charge of the day-to-day running of the 192-member organization. End quote. Quote, as president, Mr. Meng leads the executive committee, which provides the overall guidance and direction to Interpol.
As president, he is responsible for oversight of the organization, presiding over meetings of its General Assembly and Executive Committee. Mr. Meng isn't in charge of the day-to-day running of the organization, Interpol said. Considering that Meng is a former Chinese government official, this probably has something to do with his previous roles in China rather than Interpol itself. However, it is rather odd because the Chinese government must have been aware of the bad optics this act will create. Why is a former Chinese government official president of but not running Interpol in the first place? Because Interpol's Secretary-General is the individual in charge of day-to-day operations, not the president.
Kind of like how Elon Musk is CEO but not chairman?
No, not really. Musk is still on the board, just can't be chairman for 3 years.
Can I ask him to be chairman in his place until he comes back?
Well, he does have a Twitter.
Never noticed.
Is there a motive? Most of the articles just say the same thing over and over. He disappeared. Interpol can't do much about it. He was a member of the Communist Party. There are a couple mentions of corruption and fraud cases, but was there a recent high-profile case? Did he lose face with Xi Jinping? What would the motive be for an disappearance? Edit. Fixed Xi Jinping's name.
The motive is, from my understanding, usually political but also tends to catch graft and corruption along the way. Probably not surprising to hear this in any way, but in a lot of authoritarian government arrangements, payoffs and corrupt privileges are the kinds of buy-offs leadership uses to maintain their network of connections. When you fall out of favor, it's usually a matter of little effort for the state to pull up a couple examples of this graft and charge you with corruption to eliminate your power. The result is that someone who is corrupt is indeed caught, but that was perhaps not the reason they were targeted.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smry.com, without any human intervention.